So I have been posting on Pinterest now for a few years, and I realized that over that time, I've not really shared my own personal Pinterest journey on how I grew my own account from 0 to 100,000 followers. And so in today's video, I'm going to be doing just that. I'm going to walk you through my first pins, the first pins that went viral, the pins that right now that are going viral, and give you real life examples so that maybe you can take those examples and apply them to your account. My goal with this video is to, one, inspire you, and two, to hopefully give you some technical tools that you can use to grow your Pinterest account. Now, before we jump in, I do have to mention that this video is in partnership with Pinterest, but now let's jump right into my story. So my Pinterest journey actually starts with an accent wall. So me and my wife just moved into our first home, and we wanted to start doing some DIY projects to make it our own, basically. So this is when I downloaded Pinterest and started to look for inspiration. I found some inspiration on accent walls, put them into boards, and I really started to love it. Use that inspiration to create the wall that you see right here. And after I started creating these projects, I realized I loved the inspiration I was getting from Pinterest so much that I wanted to give back a little bit and start creating that content so that it could be helpful for other people as well. So I did just that. I created my first Pinterest account, and you can see here my description wasn't very great. I said just a guy who is learning how to DIY and sharing his journey. I didn't get a photo of this when it was 0 followers, but I essentially had 0 followers, and I started to post almost daily for about 3-month period, seeing a little bit of results, you know, a couple pins that got 10 impressions, some that got 100, but then 3 months in, I had my first viral pin, which was this one right here. It ended up getting around 100,000 impressions within the first month, which was like mind-blowing to me. And over the lifetime of this now, it has gotten over 1 million impressions, which is kind of crazy to think about. And then fast forward about 13 months in, I hit my first 15,000 followers, and I really started to catch a groove on how Pinterest worked. And I'm going to be talking about the things that I did to keep growing the account. And then about 2 years into my Pinterest account is when I hit my first 100,000 followers. So that is kind of a very brief history and an overview there. Now, when it comes to what actually worked, this is a question that I get a lot. And now I actually want to dive into some real examples of what actually worked inside of my Pinterest account. And I'm gonna go through a lot of examples here. So hopefully you're taking notes and hopefully you find this helpful. So the first thing that I mentioned, the first pin that went viral was these board and batten wall shelves. And I realized once this went viral that there was kind of a pattern to this. And I think my guess was the reason that it went viral is because it caught your eye. It was really helpful to people so they could look at the pin and they could install this shelf if they wanted to. And the red arrows and things just made it look like it was valuable, and so people were saving it. So I took that hypothesis and I applied it to some other pins, and here's some examples or variants of the pins that I created, and I can tell you this kind of formula really works. So if you're in the DIY or home decor space, red arrows or measurements pointing out things and then writing down instructions works extremely well. Pretty much all of the pins that you see right here have gone on to get over 100,000 impressions over the lifetime, some of them maybe even millions on them. I've looked at the lifetime stats on these, but this is a formula that really has worked well. And no matter what your niche is, I would argue that it probably works for your niche too. Now, along with the red arrows and the visuals, this is also when I started to optimize my titles and to find trending topics. I'll be talking about that in a little bit as well, is how I found keywords and trending topics. But you'll notice the titles on these, they're very specific and very search-based. And that's another thing that helps these pins quote unquote go viral. Now, here is another secret template that I use that absolutely crushes it. And I like to call this a modified before and after. You can see here, it shows a before picture, and then the after is kind of the biggest here. And it kind of goes through the progression of the before and after. So this works really well, like I said, for a DIY account, but you can use this for all sorts of different niches. I'm trying to find out how this will work for yours. But basically you take the before and after and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that kind of go in this L shape. And then right here is the end result that people are looking for. So I use this a lot. You can see a couple different times. And once again, a huge winner in my account as far as a template goes. Another thing that really blew up my account was mixing in images and videos. And so I started using both images and videos, and I would recommend anybody and everybody do that if you can. And then specifically in the videos, the thing that worked really well for me was throwing things. And I'll show you what I mean here. I'll kind of play the beginning of each one of these to give you an idea of what I mean by throwing things. So here is this first video. And you can see I would just throw it, and it was just something that people were not expecting, especially with home decor things. Here's an example. All of these kind of videos went viral. I'm not going to play the entire ones all the way through. But the hooks were what got people's attention and got them going and actually looking at the pins. So figure out ways that you can capture people's attention, especially in the videos. A good hook that I found for my niche was throwing things at walls and then having a quick transition into a project. The next thing that works really well on Pinterest is oddly satisfying, either beginning or completion type videos. Time lapses work really well for this, or anytime there's some sort of progression. It's hard to explain what this exactly looks like until you actually see it, and then you kind of like, oh yeah, that is oddly satisfying. So let me show you a couple of examples of oddly satisfying content. Here is another one, a geometric wall here, where I was doing like a photo time stop kind of thing. Putting together a wall shelf here, and the way that these kind of like fit together is just really satisfying. And then painting a wall. This is another thing that just like people love to watch this kind of stuff just be completed, and this worked really well as well. So now that we have some examples of pins that actually work, the next kind of step in the formula was to make sure that I was creating pins that were searchable and also trending. So here's an example. This is one right here, and you can see the title of this one is DIY electric fireplace for under $500. And I put that in there because DIY electric fireplace was a keyword that I found that was trending and had a lot of search volume. But then I put the under $500 because that was like a unique selling point for that specific pin, because there are lots of pins that had electric fireplaces, but none really explained the price point. And when I was building my electric fireplace, I found that I wanted to kind of have an idea of the price of this project. So that was one way that I stood out with that and had a searchable title that also added value at the end and got people to click. And then you can see here next, this one also had a little bit of SEO juice in it, if you will. You can see step by step how to build an electric fireplace wall. And you can see it doesn't just say an electric fireplace. I found that a keyword that I wanted to rank for as well was electric fireplace wall. So I put it in there, and then fireplace wall is an easy and affordable way to increase the value of your home. So just two very easy sentences that kind of targeted those specific keywords: DIY electric fireplace and DIY electric fireplace wall. And now based on that, you may be asking yourself how to do keyword research. I'll show you kind of 4 different methods and how I personally like to use keyword research. There's 4 different methods. You can use the search box, the Pinterest trends tool, the Pinterest ad creator tool, or Tailwind is another option. So if you wanted to use the Pinterest search box, if you just go to Pinterest and type in something like fireplace, you can see here it will give you a bunch of different ideas, fireplace ideas, a fireplace makeover. You can use those as keywords to target. And then if you wanted to take it a step further, you can type in fireplace A, and then it will show you all the search results for fireplace and then words that start with A. And you can do that for the entire alphabet. And this is a very easy way to get a lot of keyword research. It's a little bit of a manual approach, but it's something that you can do. And the second method that you can use for keyword research is you can actually come into your Pinterest account and hit create campaign. You're not actually going to run ads, but this will give you a little bit of search volume here. Is you can come over and we'll just do the consideration here. Scroll down and then hit continue. And then from here, you're going to scroll down, and we want this interest in keywords right here. Click on this. You can hit add keywords. From here, you can type in whatever keyword you want. We'll just do this camera. And then it will give you can see a list of keywords. And what I like about this method is it will give you search volume. Now, the problem with this one, like if I do something like electric fireplace, I guess that's a bad example. There's a ton of ones here. But if you do a more niche keyword, it may or may not show results inside of this result. But this is a fast way to get keyword research and then also get an idea of the monthly searches for that keyword. The third method that you can do is you can come in here to the Pinterest trends tool and then scroll down here and then do view search trends. And then same thing, you can come over here and search for a keyword. So we're going to do here electric fireplace, and you can see it will give you not only an idea of different keywords that you can do, but it could also give you the trends here. So this is honestly one of my favorite methods because it does show you the trends with this one. So you can see if I come here to electric fireplace, I can then scroll down and I can look at related trends as well. So this gives you an idea of the search volume on this. I have a full tutorial on the trends video, so I'm not going to be going over this a ton, but wanted to let you know that it is here. And the fourth method that you can do, which is a little bit newer, is actually the Tailwind has a new keyword feature where you can come in here and you can type in your keyword electric fireplace and you can give it a search and it will give you a full keyword list as well. This is in beta right now, so I only anticipate this to get better, but this is a great option for people if you're using Tailwind as well. If you want to get a free trial of Tailwind, be sure to check out the link down below, but I really enjoyed this new feature and I'm probably going to be using this more and more. So when I was really aggressively growing my account, my workflow would look something like this. At the beginning of the month, I would spend a lot of time doing keyword research. I would then go into my Pinterest analytics, look at what pins were working well, especially the last 30 days. And then I would try and find keywords related to those pins or new trends inside of the Pinterest tool. And then I would go and create all of that content. I would try to batch it all. And then I would go back into Tailwind and I would use their pin scheduler. You can see they have this little pin scheduler tool where you can actually smart schedule everything out and you can schedule everything up to like, I think 90 days or so. I have never tried to post anything out more than 90 days. And what I like about this is it actually gives you the optimal times to schedule your post. And so when I was doing this, I would have around, 2 to 3 posts going out every single day. So now let's talk about some of the mistakes that I made or what I would do differently. And the first thing is I would have focused much sooner on the metrics of saves inside of Pinterest instead of impressions or anything like that. And the reason why is I don't know what it is, but saves seem to be the best indicator of having a pin that shows value. When I look at my top pins that have the most impressions here, you can see when I filter this by the ones that have the most saves, there's always a correlation here. So the ones that have the most saves are usually the ones that go viral, because those are the ones that people actually want to pin and put inside of their board. So I would focus on the value. Ask yourself, how can I get people to save my pins? That would have been the first question I probably would have asked myself with my account. The second is I wouldn't have ignored the trends tool. I think I found that much too late. As soon as I figured out how to actually use that, it actually absolutely exploded my account. And the next thing is I wouldn't have waited as long to test new variants of content. And what I mean by that is, I mentioned I have this one right here that we looked at before, and you can see this is just a fireplace with a couple of measurements. All I do is a lot of times I'll take this and I'll make a different variant of it. And you can see this is almost this similar, but I added a couple of different things to add more value here. And this one has, 14,000 impressions, which isn't as much as this one, but that's 14,000 more impressions that I wouldn't have if it wasn't for that. Sorry, I'm in the way here, but there's 14,000 there. So that's another thing that I would have done much sooner. And then the last thing is I would have started capturing emails and using lead magnets much sooner as well. That's a big unlock. It's a way that you can monetize your content going forward. And if you're seeing that and wondering how the heck do you start capturing people's emails on Pinterest, I encourage you to check out this video right here. It will walk you through that exact process. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and we'll see you in the next one.